Hey, what's up guys? This is Frank. Got some training footage here for you from my second week of my off season. Hitting the safety squat bar here. This is 300 pounds this time. Actually, I think in the last video I said I was using 20 pounds less than I actually was. This thing apparently weighs 80 pounds instead of like the 65 that I was guessing. Not that it really matters, honestly. But I did add 20 pounds for the same rep range, and this was actually a pretty decent weight for me. Still trying to get used to this bar and this movement. Also tried walking it out here, but I didn't really like that because these chains don't go low enough, so the bar is like really almost hitting the chain at the bottom, you could see, which I didn't really like. Even if I'm not even sure if it really was hitting it, but it was kind of just throwing me off. So probably just gonna stick with actually using the mono lift when I'm doing this one here. But anyway, starting to get used to this movement. Think it'll hopefully help definitely on the core and the quads. It puts up much more focus on your quads than like the posterior chain. So this is the same day as squats, hitting some board presses. I think I went up like 10 pounds from last week here, still trying to find a weight that works in this rep range. I think I hit an RPE probably around 9 on the last set. I think I filmed 2 sets here for you guys. So just trying to keep the movement pretty much the same as my competition style, except obviously with 2 boards here. And this feels good. I guess I kind of was not expecting to be as strong at this movement, to be able to hit 235 for 10, but I ended up doing it pretty easily. I mean, I guess it makes sense that you're shortening the range of motion, so you should be able to handle more weight than you can on a regular press, but still trying to figure out the optimal weights and reps to hit as I get into the off season. This week was a little bit different for me because of just what I had going on outside of the gym, so I had to kind of reschedule my workouts, which threw me off a little bit, but ended up being able to get all my workouts in for the week. So I had to go, I had to flip-flop my 3rd and 4th days of the week because I had to go on day 2 and 3, one right after another. And day 2 for me is a pull day, and then day 3 for me is a lower day, so I definitely didn't want to be squatting and deadlifting the day after I did my deficit deadlifts. So I kind of had to flip-flop things around, and it worked out, but it did affect my training a little bit more than I had expected it to, and I'll talk about it in a little bit once we get there. So these are the deficit deadlifts. Sticking with 375, going for a 3x9 here. I think last week I hit a 3x7. So these are still feeling pretty good. I think I kind of came a little bit more forward on some of these reps than I wanted to, but still ended up hitting all of my reps. The last rep of my last set, though, was definitely an RPE 10. It was crazy. I guess I didn't really expect the lockout to be so challenging on the deficit deadlifts, because you think since you're pulling from a deficit, obviously it's going to be more difficult off the floor, but just that increased range of motion that you need to go through makes the lockout super difficult, because you kind of lose that speed that you're used to. If you pull it quickly, you can kind of use that momentum to help your lockout. And it probably was like the slowest lockout I've ever had on a deadlift on my last rep of my last set. So I think that was just my first set there, and you could see it was even slowing down a little bit at that point. So that was my pull day. Now this is my upper day, which is usually the last day of the week, but it ended up being my 3rd day of the week. So right here are just my competition style bench press, and nothing really too special going on with this. 210 for 3x7. So my programming kind of works in a 4-week cycle where I hit my competition movements. I'll hit different reps and sets or whatever. It is a DUP for 3 weeks, and then my 4th week is kind of like a deload, similar I guess to Wendler, but the reps are a little bit different because right now I'm obviously focusing on accumulating a lot of volume in my training. So this is just my 2nd or 3rd set here with 210. Felt pretty good. Bench I'm not too happy with, but it's something that I'm really hoping that I can add some weight to next time I hit the platform. So coming up next are squats on my lower day, and I was talking about before how it kind of threw me off when I had to change up my training schedule. I guess because I'm so used to squatting at least 2 days per week. For the past year and a half, I've squatted at least 2 days a week, and for a large part of that time I was squatting like competition style 3 days per week. And this here was my first time back squatting in like 9 days or something because of the way my workouts were scheduled. So it threw me off way more than I thought. The movement kind of felt a little weird to me. Even after my warm-up sets, I think this was my first set, and after this I kind of felt back in the groove. So it was kind of strange feeling, but I don't know if you guys noticed that before, if you've taken more than a week or so off of squatting. I guess I just haven't done it in such a long time that I wasn't really anticipating that to happen. It was nice having the extra lower body recovery though, having about 3 days off since my last lower session. So squats there felt pretty good. Still staying beltless on everything pretty much if it is less than 80% of my max. That's kind of the cutoff that I've been using lately, and it seems to work pretty well. These are deadlifts here, and I think this was actually these were the deadlifts that I was coming really far forward on, and I wasn't really happy about it. They didn't feel that great, honestly, and I think I just need to focus on pulling back more instead of just straight up. I think that mental cue of just pulling a little bit up and backwards can help to fix that, and then also obviously just probably trying to get my butt down a little bit more and not letting my hip and shoulders be at almost the same height off the ground when I'm starting to pull. So that's it for this week of training. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.